Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about this collection from Chanel, the Fall 2024 makeup collection. In this video I will of course share all the information about this collection. I will tell you a bit more about my personal experiences with these products. I will show you some looks, of course. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get started. I want to start with some general information about this new collection from Chanel. It's called the Clairvoyance collection and it contains two new eyeshadow quads. The first one is the one with the peachy color story, and the other one, which is the one that I've bought, and that's number 394. That's the one with the lavender, purple, mossy green and mustard yellow shade. Then there are two new matte blushes. We have a purple mascara. There are two new nail polish shades, and last but not least the liquid lip color with the velvet matte finish. So like I said, I've picked up the eyeshadow quad with the lavender, purple, mossy green and mustard shade. I have also picked up the dark nail polish. Here it is. This is number, let me see, is it? Oh, it's here. This is number 189. And I have also picked up two of the new liquid lipsticks. I have a darker one. This is number 228, Fascinate, and a lighter one. This is also the shade that I'm wearing on my lips today, and that is number 202, Secrète. Of course, I am wearing the eyeshadow palette also on my eyes today. Yeah, there is a lot to talk about. First, I didn't pick up the new blushes because those are matte blushes, and matte blushes just do not look very well on me. So yeah, that's the reason I didn't buy them. I also didn't purchase the purple mascara just because purple mascara is not a mascara I would wear a lot. I prefer black mascara or a very dark brown shade of mascara. So I didn't pick up those items. Like I said, I picked up the two liquid lipsticks, the nail polish, and one of those eyeshadow quads. I think we should discuss the eyeshadow palette first. I have some thoughts about that palette. So this is the palette. This is number 394. And as you can see, we have a lavender shade, a purple shade, a mossy green, and a mustard yellow shade. When I saw the first promo pictures of this palette, I was intrigued, but I also found it very weird. You know, in the end, when this collection came available, my curiosity won, so I wanted to buy it. But when I saw those first pictures, I was like, I don't really see it with this palette. I don't feel it. I wasn't too sure about the shades and how they would look on me, or how they would pair generally. So yeah, I was a bit on the fence, but the curiosity won. The palette contains 4 matte shades. And I am not the biggest fan of all matte eyeshadow looks. Sometimes I do that. It's like occasionally. I do have some matte eyeshadow palettes. This is not like my first one or so, but I use them as companion palettes. So for example, I have like 3 or 4 all matte palettes from Viseart. Those are great, by the way, very, very good quality. But those palettes are very well curated, and I use them in combination with all shimmer palettes, for example. So I use them, but not to create like all matte eyeshadow looks on a daily basis. I just prefer some sparkle, some shimmers, a little bit of glow. That's just my personal preference. So yeah, this is going to be a companion palette for me as well. I did several all matte looks with this palette, but it's just not for me. You know, I have 2 daughters. They're 8 and 5. Those girls are so extremely honest. So when I wear something on my face that they don't like or that they think doesn't suit me, they will tell me. So when I did my very first look with this Chanel quad, they looked at me they both looked at me telling me, "Mom, that doesn't really look good on you." And I looked in the mirror and I had to agree, because these 4 shades, they just don't pair very well on my skin tone. You know, you have these very cool toned purple and lavender, these 2 shades, and then you have the warmer ones up here, the green, and especially that yellow is a very warm toned shade. And these 4 together just do not work for me. And believe me, I've tried several looks with, you know, different application techniques, different placements on the eyes. I can't make this palette work for me, not by combining all 4 shades. Like when I pair the yellow with the mustard, I mean, those 2 shades, they pair, you know? The purple and the lavender, they pair perfectly. I mean, you can see that, right? I don't have to explain that. And the green also works with that purple, but the purple and the mustard shade, it looked so hideous on me that I had to take it off. Really, oh my God. No, I don't even want to talk about it. It looked hideous. I had to take it off, and I did something completely different. So yeah, these shades, for me, these do not work together, not on my skin tone. I have seen some looks on Instagram by other creators, and I thought, oh well, you know, that it isn't that bad, looks good. But on me, no, I'm sorry, this is not working. These 4 shades for a all matte look, it's not my cup of tea. What I did, I also I paired it with a single eyeshadow from Chanel. I'm gonna take that. It's the, what is this called? And this is the Ombre Essentiel shade 220. Yes, and this is Blanc Perle. And this is how she looks like And I know you think it's like a white eyeshadow, but it isn't. This is a topper shade. And this is a very, very pretty, white to pinky duochrome shade. I will show you a swatch here so you can see it. I like to pair this with the purples from the matte quad. And those purples with this topper shade, they work beautifully. If you have that topper shade, give it a try. With purple, it's a lovely combination. In terms of pigmentation and color payoff, I would say it's a buildable formula. It kind of depends on the type of brush that you use. But in general, I find that the dark purple, that one, the color payoff of that one is excellent, really good. But for example, the lighter one, I had to use a very stiff eyeshadow packer brush to get that pigment on my eyelids. You can give it a try with a fluffy brush, but I'm pretty sure you won't see anything on your eyes when you do that. It takes some more time and effort to build up the intensity of that lavender shade. I did notice a little bit of patchiness with both the mustard and the mossy green shade, but I think that had also to do with the fact that I really wanted to build up the color and maybe I did too much. So, when I didn't apply that much of the green and the yellow, it looked better. And then there also was no patchiness at all. So yeah, it kind of depends on how you apply these shades. So it's not like the most richly pigmented eyeshadow palette ever, but it's also not like the worst. So it's a little bit in between. But I think many of you will like this buildable formula. The longevity was okay. I think after about, let's say 7-8 hours, I began to see a little bit of, fading, but it wasn't that bad, Let's continue with the liquid blushes. These have a velvet matte finish. I do not have that much to say about these. The formula is nice, it's good. These are not like the best liquid matte lipsticks I've ever tried, but they are good. They are just steady, good liquid lipsticks. I did notice that the darker shade, and I have shade number 228, yes, 228, it's called Fascinate. And so I have this darker one and I have this lighter one. This is called Secrète. I have noticed that the darker one doesn't dry down as quickly as the lighter one. And also the lighter one is more transfer proof than the darker one. I think this has to do with, the color and the pigment that is in these liquid lippies. It's just something I've noticed. So yeah, it takes a little longer for this darker one to fully dry on the lips. And therefore I think this one is a little bit more comfortable to wear. I feel like this feels a little bit more lightweight for some reason. And it's not like a very obvious difference between these two, but for some reason this one wears more comfortable compared to the darker one. It's not something I can really explain. Maybe I'm the only one who experienced this. It's just something that I wanted to tell you. And yeah, these new ones, they come in a variety of shades. So I'm pretty sure you can find your perfect shade. Up next is the nail polish. There are two new nail polish colors for fall. We have like this orange brick, brown brick kind of shade. And then there's this one, and this is number 189, number 189. And that's this beautiful peacock shade. It's not a unique shade. There are more brands who have shades like these in their collection. So it's not unique, but it is very, very pretty. I like these kind of duochrome shades on my nails. It's just more special than a regular shade, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's why I really like it. I don't think it's really a fall shade. I think the other nail polish is more fallish than this one. I think this one is more suitable for winter when it's like really cold and you really want to have those cool tones. Then this shade is absolutely perfect. So yeah, what do I think about this collection? I have some question marks with this collection. Did you notice that the blushes have this tarot cards theme? That theme isn't incorporated in all the other products from this fall collection. Doesn't make much sense, if you ask me. Also, we've had these crayons for the summer collection. I think those crayons pair very well with the all matte palette. But why didn't Chanel release these in one collection? I think that's a little bit weird. Also, we have, you know, this color story, this palette, and then we have the peachy one. I think that's a little bit weird. Doesn't make much sense. And I think those peachy colors are more suitable for, you know, summertime, because those are like bright peaches, not autumn peaches, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit weird too. I just don't really know what Chanel has been doing the last couple of months with their summer and this fall collection. It seems like parts of those collection should be one collection. Maybe something went wrong during the manufacturing process, or Chanel did this on purpose. I don't know. You know, Chanel did an excellent job so far this year. I really, really like all the things they have released so far until now, because this collection just doesn't make that much sense to me. Also, we have a matte eye color quad. We have matte blushes. We have matte liquid lipstick. Who in the world is gonna wear a all matte look? No one. Because it just doesn't look good on anyone if you do not add a little bit of glow to your face. It just makes you look very flat, very dull. So I don't really get it. I'm sorry, Chanel. I think this is a very weird collection. if I talk about the products, then, you know, this is just not my cup of tea. I do not like all matte eyeshadow looks. I will continue using this as a companion palette, but I don't think I will get a lot of use out of this because I have other all matte palettes that I like better. The liquid lipsticks are nice. If you want to try them, just go ahead. I mean, I am pretty sure you will find a shade that suits you and your personal preferences. Just give it a try. I think you will like this formula. It's not the best liquid lipstick formula ever, but it's a good one. It's a good formula. So yeah, definitely give it a try if you want to. And last but not least is of course the nail polish. I always, you know, in general, I like Chanel nail polish. The quality is very good. It's also a very long-lasting formula. This particular shade, this peacock shade, is very pretty, but it's more of a winter shade to me personally. For those of you who have bought the blushes, please share your thoughts with me. Because, you know, like I said in the beginning, I do not wear matte blushes because they just do not look very good on me. But I'm very curious to hear your experiences. So please share your thoughts if you have tried these blushes. And last but not least, I've added a list of retailers in the description box down below. You can also find there a list with all the products that are on my face today. If you have any more questions about this Chanel collection, feel free to ask them, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.